Hi!
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm tired but happy. Which is my constant state. So yeah.
So tell us about yourself.
I'm a self-taught philosopher. I'm very random and very I'm not special in any way. I'm just like a very random person trying to achieve a lot of stuff, I'm not really sure about. It's like there's like a explosion of glitter inside my brain all the time, and nothing makes sense, and everything makes sense because nothing makes sense, which is I get very nervous in front of a camera, which shouldn't happen. But yeah, what do you want to know about me?
Everything. Anything you'd like to share? Yes.
You need to ask me something specific because I can't do that. Like, there's too much.
What is your typical day like?
Right. Okay. So I wake up and no, my day starts at night because I'm not a morning person and I'm not a day person either. I enjoy the evenings the most. There is some kind of silence and peace during evenings, which is very specific to that time period. And I feel like during the evening I actually start doing stuff, and then I go to sleep super late. No, not super late, just super late. And then I wake up late because I cannot, it's just my brain doesn't turn on, and I'm very mad. It's one of the few things I really dislike about me, that I can't wake up in the morning, and I need to ask my friends to call me and to stay on the phone with me for like 2 minutes so I can wake up. But I don't want to depend on them, but sometimes I need to. And I would usually spend a lot of time washing my face, which is weird, I know, but I need to have my face super clean, super clean. And I usually don't eat in the morning, which is really bad, and you all should eat in the morning. Really, just do that. Take care of yourselves, you all. And then I will go to school, and then things happen. I either go out with someone, or I come home and cook something, or just do stuff, random stuff. Right now, I'm at a time in my life when I need to be very organized. So I bought a planner, which I'm very proud of, but I don't really use it because I'm not used to that. And I try to plan things, but at the same time, more recently, I've learned from someone that it's good to be flexible. So I'm doing that now. This is why I'm very random. I just try to be flexible, and whatever happens, snap. I'm onto that. So yeah.
So where are you in life at the moment? You said you're very busy. What do you do?
Third year of uni, looking for jobs, looking for masters, looking for funding for masters, and being flexible, I guess. I'm excited about starting my own life. I want to be independent of my parents' money obviously. But I don't have like I have a goal, like an ultimate goal, which is really not ultimate because it's all relative, I guess. But I really want to be an addiction therapist at some point because I love drugs and I love like learning about them, and I think it's really important for people to know how to treat them holistically, not just from one perspective. But then I really don't have something like planned out, because I used to plan everything. Like I used to say I want to do that in life, but I want to have that exact thing, and then some things happened really unexpectedly in my life, and I was like, well, I didn't plan this and this is amazing, so I'm just gonna like go with the flow, which is a cliche, but it's really nice to do sometimes.
What interests you about addiction?
There's something about people being, people don't like to be grounded. They want to be free, and everybody shouts for their independence, and like they want to be free. They want to be, like a bird in the sky. But then I think people actually need to be tied to something, and I guess there's some kind of relief to addiction. So my passion for addiction started once I realized I had a problem with sugar, which to many of you might not seem a problem, but to me it was. I was looking for a way to combat my stress, so I would eat like a lot of chocolate, like a lot of it. And then I just realized that not eating it would make me upset, but it wasn't actually making me upset. It was just like I was realizing that I don't have another way to combat my stress, like a healthy way to do that. So for 2 weeks, I stopped eating chocolate and any kind of sugars. And like day 4 was apocalyptic, was so bad. Like I'm not proud of myself. Like it wasn't, it wasn't clinically dangerous or something, obviously. But I was like, this is not good, like this is not myself. And I knew that it was something I could control. I just needed to gather that little bit of motivation to just like find something else that distresses me, that doesn't make me addicted to it. So I stopped, and then I realized that humans are so fragile and they don't always know how to deal with things, because you can't know. Like sometimes things happen and you're unprepared and you don't have the knowledge to deal with that. And so to me that was just like a very tiny but major lesson, that if chocolate could get me like in that state, in the lack of chocolate or like sweet sugar, there needs to be a way to combat like even that. And I had, it wasn't like chemically embedded in me that I needed, like I would crave chocolate, but not to the extent that I would like harm anyone or myself. And then I read some stuff about addictions, and it's not just about substance. There's sex addictions, there's love addictions, which are two very different things apparently. There's so many. You can get addicted to anything. I mean, there's a certain limit and above that, it just goes wrong. And so I don't think people are aware of that, and I don't think people know how to deal with it. And I think people get very, very ashamed of being addicted to something, and they shouldn't be, because it's normal. And I think everyone in their lives has some kind of guilty pleasure which might or might not go wrong, but like I wanna help people with that.
You mentioned independence a lot. What does independence mean to you?
I have no idea. It's just a feeling. It's like it means being happy, but then what does happy mean? I guess independence is like being able to express myself and not having to be told by anyone what to do or what to think. I mean, independence of thought is the most important thing ever. And so I've never thought about this. This is weird, but like, yeah, the idea of independence makes me happy, but it's the independence of thought which translates into every other kind of independence, I guess. But I think you can be independent if you're with someone else. Like, you don't need to be independent by yourself, which is a contradiction, but yeah, you know. Like, people, I can't generalize because I don't want to, because people feel different things, you know. But yeah, for me, independence means a lot of things, but especially being able to express myself.
How do you express yourself? What are your ways of expressing yourself?
I guess I write a lot. I write a lot of texts. I write a lot of like Google documents, which I always forget about because you just feel like they're there in my phone. And sometimes at night I just write stuff and then I leave it there, and I write. I guess I write, and I don't really like to talk about myself, but I guess I write a lot, so that's, yeah. Yeah.
What is your favorite things in the world?
My favorite things? Right. So, lately I feel like favorite is a bit like overrated. I mean, I used to ask this all the time, and it's a bit like it's one of the better ways to like learn something about someone and learn how they are, like their essence maybe. But since I've become so flexible, like, you know, this flexibility has allowed me not to have a favorite thing. Like, I love food and I love people. No, I love people and then food. But then I really like festivals, like music festivals. Those are like, that's like the place I'm most comfortable in. I could go to a festival like weekly probably, and I like to talk philosophy with people, not like philosophy, but I like to philosophize about life, and I like to cook with people and to feed them. But right, feeding people might be one of my favorite things. I mean, I could do that all the time. It makes me happy.
Why?
Because food is very organic, right? Like you need food to sustain yourself. And cooking for yourself might feel like a burden sometimes, even if you like cooking. But then if someone else makes it for you, it's just like someone's giving hot gift on a plate and you just eat it, and like it's instant happiness, it's endorphins, it's dopamine, it's like, you know. And I mean every time I'm with someone who eats, I can see how happy they become, and I'm like, right, okay, so if that makes you happy, and it's so easy, you know, like you don't have to do much. And the activity of cooking with someone by itself, it's really nice because it's another kind of communication. It's very very organic as well. So yeah, I like that.
What makes you angry?
Angry? Oh right, okay. So I don't get angry easily, but I'm angry with. See, angry is weird because there's levels of being upset, and being upset is bad. Being angry is already a way of like taking out that upsetness and just that sadness and just like doing something with it, and it's proactive and it's good. And I don't really show my negative feelings, and I'm trying not to have any, but obviously I do. Like, don't believe anyone who said they don't get upset. Everyone gets upset, people. Like, everyone. Even the most zen people I know, they do it. And it's fine. Like, it's really good to get upset. Makes you more human, I guess. I don't know. What makes me angry is that people's efforts aren't recognized always, and that people's values aren't respected. I mean, it sounds general, but if you take a particular case, especially the people I know, obviously, and love, if something like that happens to them, usually there's not much I can do about it, but it angers me, and it angers me ungratefulness, because I think that brings a lot of good in the world, being grateful, and then when people are not, it just messes up things a little. But yeah, I think that's it. I'll follow up if something comes across.
Can you tell us about your childhood?
Yeah, so I have a sister. She's 4 years and a half younger than me. I love you. If you see this, I think you will. She's a very intelligent human. And we used to fight a lot when we were young, obviously. And And I don't think she really liked me, and I don't think I really liked her. But then again, we had a lot of fun. We used to travel a lot with our parents, and we used to sing a lot, and I read a lot, which was the best thing I could do for myself. And I was always a bit I wouldn't say anxious, I wouldn't say stressed, something in between about I was always stressed I wasn't being good enough. And so I would always try and please people by any means. And I didn't know that wasn't good. And that's the only thing I can remember like negative. I mean, there's other stuff, but like this I don't like about my young self, but that taught me a lot as well. And yeah, it was a nice childhood. A little bit, I miss that. We were living in this very tall building on the 4th floor, and in the front of our building there was a forest, and it was the most beautiful thing to wake up to. And so I went to the same school for 8 years, and most of my dreams happened in that school and in that apartment and in that forest. It's a very nice town where I used to live, and it was nice. It was really nice. I was surrounded by wonderful people, and people are very central in my life. So like nothing wonderful would have happened in my life if it wasn't for all these people, which I'm profoundly grateful for. Like there's no way to express how much I love them, and I'm not even trying to express that anymore. I just think and hope they know that. Like I don't think you need to express it every time. I mean, I tried and I couldn't. It's just like it's such a strong and huge feeling. I haven't found a way to express it yet. So I'm just trying to show that by small gestures day by day, but yeah.
Share some glitter with us.
Some what, sorry?
Glitter.
Oh, glitter.
Glitter you were talking about, that's in your
Right. Okay. So last night, I mean, this might be very, very obvious, but last night I realized you don't necessarily have to fall in love with someone to love them, which was a very nice thing to think about. Like, it just popped up in my head, and I don't know, like it's all just like going round and round. I wouldn't know what to say now. Like I think about a lot of stuff, but then again, it's not like fantastic stuff. It's just stuff. But yeah, that thing that you don't necessarily have to go through that process of like butterflies in your stomach and all that in order to love someone, to genuinely feel a very strong feeling of affection for them. It was nice. It was relieving.
How come?
I don't know. I'm a big believer of love, but like it sounds really cheesy, and I haven't found a way yet to talk about love that it doesn't make me feel vulnerable anymore, because I used to feel super vulnerable about that. I guess love as a very complex, I would call it event, is underrated because people talk about it all the time. But I don't know. I'm still like working on depicting things about love, because I always I make things very theoretical in my head, because that's the way I understand them best. And love, I think I feel it, and so I understand it, but I still have this need to make it very theoretical, and it's just a game I'm playing in my head. Like, it's nothing like worth, I don't think this is going to be literature at any point in time, but it's something I like to think about, because I think it's a very nice thing. It's the nicest things, the nicest of things yet.
And you have a book of love poems with you.
So this is very random. I like to bring books whenever I go into a cafe, and so this was like the first in my block of books. So I grabbed this, but it doesn't like it was £2, and it's very nice. But yeah, I'm not working on anything right now. It's just like I don't like to go to a cafe without a book. It's just like something I do. One of my
Can you tell us a bit about it?
I haven't really read it like extensively.
Do you mind to show it?
Oh yeah, sure. It's just a very random book. But I thought it was very beautiful. Like, it was in a vintage shop, and I saw it, and I was like, you can't be alone. Like, I need to get you, because So the thing is, I don't think books should be bought new. They should be bought old, because if someone doesn't want this book and they get it to the vintage shop, what's this book gonna do? Like, it's about sustainability too, but I really don't like seeing old things just sitting there. And obviously I like buying clothes and all that, and I don't really do the vintage clothing shop thing. But with books, I don't know why I would buy a new book when I can buy an old book, which someone has already probably been attached to. And it smells differently, and it's just it's nice. And sometimes you find this one doesn't have anything inside, but some books have flowers and receipts of things, and in one book I found a receipt to a restaurant, and on the receipt it was like a very random note from the waiter to the owner of the book, and it was so cute. It makes you a lot of times more happier than anyway.
It's your superpower.
My superpower? I don't have any. I really don't. I don't know. I don't think I have one. Really, I wouldn't know. You need to ask my friends. I don't. I don't think I have a super. No, I really don't think I have one.
How would your friends describe you? What would they think your superpower is from what you know?
I don't know. Like the most recent thing someone has told me, and it was like one of the nicest things anyone has told me, is that I'm a soft philosophical creature, which was the nicest thing. I was like, okay, that's in my Instagram bio right now. It's just like it was something that was very accurate about me, I guess. And I wouldn't know that I had a superpower. I don't feel like I don't see myself as someone who snaps their fingers and does something incredible. I mean, I think I've always worked towards doing great things, but it takes a lot of time. And so maybe if we need to like label it, I'd say maybe patience is my superpower. I never thought of it. But yeah, I guess patience could be my superpower.
What would you like your superpower to be? Anything super abstract? Or even normal? What would you like for a superpower?
So I think superpowers, as we were talking about magic and Harry Potter, they take away the excitement of like life. One thing I would love to do is to be able to go anywhere, anytime, just like, stop and go be back home, or be in Bali, or like, on Mars. But I mean, it would be fun, but obviously waiting for December to go home makes things more exciting and all that. But yeah, I guess being able to travel very, very fast would be great for some occasions. Yeah, that would be cool.
What would you see yourself in 10 years?
So my flexibility is kicking in. I see myself having like the coziest of apartments, a cat, a dog, probably. I want to be a mom. I want to be a partner, but I don't know that I'm going to be that in 10 years. Who knows? But yeah, I see myself being around the people I love, but very far away at the same point. I don't think I can see myself in an exact place right now. But I see myself doing the things I'm planning on doing right now. Like I want to get a master's, and I want to be like a very, very, very good cook, and I want to read a lot, and I want to hang out and go places at night. Like, I love walking, especially at night. Actually, no, the break of dawn is the best time for walks. I see myself doing this kind of stuff. Like, I want to do something for society, which is obviously what we all want to do. I think I want to empower people because that's the best thing you can do. Like, I want to invest. Yeah. That's what I want to do. I want to invest in people, in people mainly, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll own a company in San Francisco, I don't know. I'd like to do that. I have a very corporatist side of myself, which people might be surprised to find out. But I would love to be like, I really like Elon Musk. He inspires me. He's weird, but I like him. And yeah, so I would be an investor in 10 years in all kinds of stuff.
What does family mean?
The people I love and the people I feel comfortable with and the people I go to share my goods and bads, and the people who never like make me feel bad for my bads. Yeah, it's that.
So, if you could change one thing in the world, what would you like to change? Can be more than one thing.
That's a very good question. I don't. I guess people being judgmental instead of being evaluative. People are inherently rational, right? So people need to evaluate everything, which is normal. But then evaluation turns into judgment, and judgment turns into bias, and bias turns into horrible things. And so I don't think I could change that. But if I could like teach people that the best answer to everything is kindness. It's a cliche, again, I know. But I believe in that, and so if I believe in it, I'm gonna shout it out loud, like, be kind and evaluate, don't judge, because that's not good.
Tell us a bit more about what you see as the difference between judging and evaluating. How would you evaluate instead of judging?
I mean, I guess the definition of those is very similar, but evaluation means taking into account all features of a thing and critically analyzing them. Like, I think judgment kicks in the moment we feel ashamed of the things we've evaluated. So, for example, I don't know what example to give right now. I don't want to be too specific or like too vague, but I think people judge and therefore become mean and negative once they see something they feel ashamed by, like maybe it threatens their identity or their human nature or their values or morals, and then because they feel threatened they start to judge as a way of balancing that, I guess. So for example, this is very basic, but like the conflict between generations, I'm guessing I'm different from my mom, and so if my mom evaluates my behavior and she feels like what I'm doing isn't very like the way she would have done it at my age, her identity is threatened, and so she will start to judge me as being other than she was like. Does that make sense? So yeah, I mean that's the only thing I can think about right now. Like everybody does it, everybody judges, like I do it as well, and I guess people are always going to work on being better and on being, more than they are, in a way of like becoming better again, enough. The way people are is enough to the extent that they feel good with themselves, As long as people feel good with themselves, that's good. Bless you. I don't know that anyone is ever like 100% at peace. I wish they were. Then again, there is the argument that if you aim for being better, you're always aiming towards progress, which is super true as well. So yeah, I think the difference between judgment and evaluation is that judgment isn't objective or as objective as it should be, because there's shame and identity threats involved in judgment. Yeah.
What has been your biggest struggle?
Oh, right. Showing my sensitivity. At one point in my life, I used to be this hopeless romantic, and I would feel so bad about that because I didn't want to be a softie. I wanted to be this badass girl who wasn't vulnerable or like was afraid to show her vulnerabilities. But then I realized, not by myself, someone helped me realize that you can be both strong and vulnerable, which is great, because the people I admire most in life are people who are assertive and strong, and they do stuff, and they're not afraid to show that at a point in their lives or in their day, they just need attention or affection, or they need to tell someone how they feel. And I think that's amazing, because I'm guessing vulnerability isn't like comfortable at the beginning. Maybe it will never be. But to me, it makes me genuine. And so, yeah, I guess that.
Catia, what does happiness mean to you?
Happiness. Knowing that people I love are aware how much I love them. It's very like it's little things, like sometimes it's just a text, just a sec, right? So sometimes it's just a text, and sometimes it's just a meme. Memes make me happy. Not all memes, but most of them. And then traveling is the most pure form of happiness, I guess, because it gives me the freedom. I like when you travel, you know you're coming back to your roots, but you're free to explore, and it gives you a certain amount of comfort. I love that so much. Yeah, happiness is like being surrounded by people and being able to decide on what I like to do, and on being able to go to sleep whenever I want, and to wake up whenever I want. And food makes me super happy. Like, it's so good. But it's not necessarily food, it's the effort and the process of thinking about food. And the moment I see someone after 3 months of like missing them profoundly, but not the moment I see them, the exact moment before seeing them. It's like it builds up and then it just like explodes. It's amazing. And like reading makes me happy as well, although I haven't had much time to do it lately. And it might not sound natural, but I love doing research, like so much. I don't feel like being a scientist will feel like a burden for now. Like whenever I go into a lab, or I have to analyze something, or I have to research something, it makes me oddly happy. I mean, so my supervisor, she said there's something unnatural about this. Like, she recommends me seeing someone about that. I know she was kidding though, because she's like the same. She's just like, it's fun. Like, it's, I really, really, really like doing that. So yeah.
To end this, do you have any advice for yourself watching this in the future, or anyone watching this? Anything you'd like to share with the world? What would it be?
Who am I to share my wisdom? I don't know. I guess being kind to yourself being kind to yourself will like influence everything else in your life. And like taking care of your soul, it sounds weird, but it's the thing I've learned is best for me. So yeah, that's what I'd share with people. No, thank you.
So beautiful.
Thank you.